Hello, good people, good nerds. Today I have what I call the Frozen Light Spellblade. This is a Spellblade focused on Shatter Strike crits. And I've made, I think, my own customization of the build. And I know it existed already, but I've made this by myself. And I think it has some customizations, personal customizations on it. And here we go that I'm about to show you. This build, it's based on critting with Shatter Strike and using Surge to deal some damage and gaining ward. The Firebrand and the enchant weapons are what they are. They stack, they give damage and attack speed, and the Flame Ward for defense. It's a balanced gameplay. It's not insane damages that kill everyone in one go. It's not immortal damage. It's a balanced gameplay. I'm finding it very nice to play with, very enjoyable. I've been running 150 corruption echoes very nicely, and I think there's more to this build that I want to improve, that it can be improved, but I haven't yet. So this is the version 1.0 of the Frozen Light Spellblade. Hope you guys like it. Hey guys, here's the damage demonstration for the Frozen Light Spellblade. First I spend all my mana, then I cast out like this. The first one, full of crits, is full damage. I'm out of enchanted weapon. I'm gonna do it again in a sec. Here we go. Here we go. Go. So we stack fast because enchant weapon gives me attack speed, and then we consume it, giving free high crit strikes. I used to have more crit multiplier, but it wasn't worth it. Right now I should have around 440 crit multiplier to do this damage. Now I'm gonna show you guys a quick gameplay. I'm gonna show an echo of the Frozen Light Blade Dancer. I hate these echoes that has free blood spires. But use Firebrand and Surge to deal with most of the enemies. We do not have a large area damage here. Shatter Strike gets some area, but it's definitely not large. There are skills that cover a way bigger area. Happily, the damage makes up for that. That's why I don't have huge complaints about that. But if you're used to ranged builds, this is different. This is a melee build, and it does not have... Shatter Strike have a nice area, but it's not a huge area. That's it. Always keep stacking Firebrand. Sometimes on smaller enemies, I just deal with them with Firebrand. Depending on the node, you'll not be able to do that. But when you get to a target, you can do this and it's done. And then when you come back, you can just kill them. Also, I just use a potion. Use them, guys. You gain health and ward with potions from this build. You can use it so you can keep your health high and your wards high. I should have come this way. I took the longest path. Definitely the longest path. But there's an experimental mage there, that's good. You can see that I had 2k ward there. Depending on how many of these I hit, I can get to 3k ward. Nah, 2.3, 2.4 I think. So I have a lot of stacks. I'm gonna enjoy this and the mage is done. If you play it right, you can kill most enemies with just one Shatter Strike, and that's very fun. I didn't see the experimental because I've put to see only tier 7 on my loot filter, because the rest of them are tier 6 experimental, sorry. The exalted ones are tier 7 plus, and uniques, of course. The rest, it's just trash. There's a lot of items, a lot no, but there are some items that would definitely go better with this build. But for now, pretty much sustainable builds dealing with echoes and bosses. With a good survivability and a good defense. So I really hope you guys enjoy it. Tell me what you think about it. My inventory is full, and check the rest of the video for the boss fights and for the explanation of the build. See you guys later. I won't see you later, I'll see you in the next part of the video, sorry. Alright. Now we'll go... Oops. Against this Emperor of Corpses with my new Frozen Light Spellblade. Here we go. Half-life. Full stacked, but it's got less damage now. I'll explain why is that later on my build video. This fight I'm just gonna show off, so you guys can see how this build goes against bosses. I'm almost out of mana. He's dead. Done. Easy peasy. Here we go on the items. So, for starters, I want to talk about Apogee of Frozen Light. You can see that I have two of them, and usually people use, calm down, I'm gonna get it here, this shard of the Shattered Lance. That gives 81 melee cold damage and 72% increase cold damage and freeze multiplier. I'm not interested at all on freeze here. It's gonna freeze sometimes, but it's not my objective. Apogee of Frozen Light is definitely not a Frozen Blade item. It's Frozen Blade, sorry, Spellblade item. It's focused on minion. It's probably an item thinking about necromancers, but it gives me 50 melee damage and up to 76. This one is maxed 76 melee cold damage, and that's a huge damage for Shatter Strike. Huge damage. So applying that to the crits that I can give with Shatter Strike is my main damage here, my highest damage here. That's why I take it. Raw damage. You can see that I got frailty here. That was a fail. It was not my objective. My objective here was to get cold penetration, but it failed. And on this one, I got lucky. I got 22 plus melee cold damage. This is not a tier, I think it's a tier 3 or 4 cold damage. It's not that much, but it's nice already. If you're gonna put tier 1 here, it's not expensive. This sword is not expensive at all. You can get it on the bazaar very cheap. And the LP1 is also very cheap. It's costing on favor, that is 8k favor, but LP1 is accessible, not that hard to get. And you can try to put here melee cold damage, cold penetration, or mana and mana regen is also very useful here. As for the armor, I got Wings of Argentus. I honestly think this is the most expensive item on this build. This drops only from blah 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 Hunter Argentus. And it's a fire cold weapon. I use it because it gives melee cold damage, melee fire damage. Is useful for Firebrand. Haste on hit, so I'm getting haste all the time and less damage while moving. Some decent armor and +2 to fire and cold melee attacks. Fire and cold melee attacks will be +2 to Shatter Strike, Surge, and Firebrand, so it's really good. I changed this for an Exalted Armor if the Exalted armor had at least +3 on Firebrand and Shatter Strike. Even I wanna put the Shatter Strike Legendary Affix here, but it's just so hard to get an LP one of these. It might be easier to get an Exalted with the 2 skills, because that affix also comes with plus melee and elemental damage, I think, so it's very good to put on here. But the normal armor, no LP, is accessible. It's costly, but you can get it. Here I use Trend of Souls because I'm depending a lot on ward here, and this is just an all-rounder for wards. It gives wards from everything and everything on ward, so a ward, nice ward retention, and that's it here. The boots, Advance of the Raids, combos with the haste here, so it gives me move speed, chance to gain haste when an enemy dies, less damage over time taken, so that's important. Here I got some defense for overtime damage, and when I get haste or refresh it, I gain 50 ward, so that's also very nice. It's a combo between the boots and the armor. These affixes, this is the best boot I've got. You can see that I have 168 in armor. When I take it off, I have 902. So a lot of my armor comes from here, and that's very important. I was lucky on these boots, and I've farmed a lot of them. I buy them cheap at the bazaar. That's a tip for you guys, and I keep farming them. Same thing I did with the 2 Font of the Arrays. One of these is definitely gonna be a Red Ring of Atlaria later, but it's expensive. So I got these 2. These 2 gives me elemental resistance, which is great. This one came with mana regen, which is very important in this build because Shatter Strike consumes a lot of mana. I'm ending my mana very, very fast. See, it's over already. And when it's over, I only have Firebrand, which is not enough. So I kept the mana regen. It gives me overkill of physical resistance and some necrotic resistance. I actually wanted more poison resistance here and some more void or necrotic, but it's okay. And the strike chance, I don't really need it because Firebrands stacked give me practically a sure shot critical strike, but it's also good and gives me some damage while farming. On the other one, I got plus 15 intelligence, very nice. And this dodge is useless here, really. I have 12% dodge, but I changed this for some resistances in a sec. I might change this one for a Red Ring of Atlaria or just farm. But it's very okay for now. And of course that these 2 rings are giving me increased health and mana, and some more wards per mana and wards on hits per 10 missing mana. It's even hard to read that, but you guys got it. On the relic, I got Mage's Scrivening Quill. Here I got plus 3 to Flame Ward. The crit chance is okay, the resistances is okay, and I got to seal some intelligence. So it's a very good item, relic, for me. If you want to change this, you might change it to the Knowledge of an Erased Mage. That's got a Weaver's Will, but this is an expensive Weaver's Will item, and that's why I didn't farm it. But if you get there, Flame plus free to Flame Ward and Surge and some resistances, that's awesome. You can't hope for more than that. But for start the build, make it this way that it's cheaper and accessible and it's good. I'm gonna leave this for last. On the helmet, oh no, I can't. I'll talk about this first. The Oracle Amulet has the objectives of giving me even less damage over time taken and some cold penetration. You can see that this is a tier 7 cold penetration. I hunted this because I got cold penetration from Shatter Strike, 25%, and it's really hard to get to shred cold resistance. The game does not have many mechanics on that. I only have one blessing that does that. That is... Where is it? Where is it? It's somewhere. It's here. It's here. 40% chance on hit, so it's not much. That's why it's so important to get this penetration. I'm also gonna try to put it on the weapon, but legendaries is a question of luck, and it's not that easy. So it's easier to get in here. I highly suggest you get it here so you can hit bosses decently with the real damage. The rest of the affixes, I got some elemental damage, very good. Dodge rating, useless, but I do not want to risk a rune of removal here. And cold resistance, very good. I changed this over in Ominous on the future. But the Ominous has got to get this cold penetration. If it doesn't, it's not worth it. On the gauntlets, here's an important detail. I got this experimental current health loss per second and missing health gains as ward. So this gives me this total ward. You'll see that if I take this off, I'll lose most of my ward. And the important, I have very little health regen and quite a few ward retention. But I'm using these gloves because it's what I could find. So that's it. That's why I'm using it. This 206 increased minion health is useless for me. But it's a tier 7 affix and I needed void resistance. You can see that my void resistance here is almost 0. So this item has it twice. But as soon as I can, I'm probably gonna get another one that gives me more, another affix that it's not increased minion health. And I'm probably gonna sell this on the market too. It's got a nice value for someone who has minions. And as you can see, I've put this and my health, my ward came up by 1,000 at least. So this affix is very important for you to have high ward. And the other important thing is this helm. This helm, Tyrant Crown, gives you 1.9% of elemental damage leached as health. So I have no health because of this, I only have ward. But as I hit, I'm on full health. I'm on full health plus my ward. So it's very nice. You see that the wards keep going down because I gain ward per missing health. But as I gain a little bit more ward as I hit, and as I use Surge, I'm gonna keep high ward. And that, as you've as you've seen on the gameplay, you're gonna get like 3k ward with full health. So that's a nice number. That's 3k plus 1000. That's 4,000 health practically. So it's a nice number. That's why I took this helmet. And I got lucky to find a +4 enchant weapon. If you get a +3, it's more than fine. And it's enough. But if you get lucky and you can get a +4, please get it. I got intelligence here, some armor and physical resistance. So pretty much nice. I have an overkill of physical resistance. It's not my choice. If I could, I'd change for some poison resistance, but it's very okay. For the idols, I suggest you guys get these Warden Potion and chance to get Warden Melee Hit to get more ward. I got 2 of these. I'm gonna have here a Throne of Ambition that I do not have yet to have more armor against bosses and some cold damage. And the fire damage for Firebrand. But for now, I got here this Assassin's Huge Arcane that gives me some crit chance for the normal attacks and will give me 47 health, which is nice. The other ones, I'm pretty much focused on defense here. So health, resistances, armor, that's what you want to get here. Instant duration is because I didn't find another one yet. Armor and elemental resistance, that's pretty much what I got here. And if I can, I'm gonna get more health. And that's pretty much it for the items. On the blessings, I highly suggest you get body armor drop rate, because we want affixes for the wings of Argentus, or a very good exalted armor. Then you get cold damage from Lagon and the Storm. This one's from the Stolen Lance. The Stolen Lance is where you kill Argentus. Here's a tip. And the Shatter Code resistance from Age of Winter. It's also very nice to get this 134% plus 100 swords drop chance and body armor drop chance. There's armor, yeah, you can. This is a normal blessing. There's a bigger one that gives more armor, plus 16 to all resistances. Get that. Where is the armor chance? Go drop rate. Where is it? Hang on. Prefix. Can't believe it. It's somewhere. Oh, here. I've passed it 3 times. So get more, a higher chance of body armor and 100 sword. That's what I wanted to say. And that's it for the items, guys. I'm gonna go on the skills and then on the passives. As for the passives, let's start on the mage. I got these 3 first nodes only, because this one gives cold damage, yeah, okay. Health and mana, yeah, okay, not bad. And intelligence. From here, I could get some ward here or some cold damage here. But the ward I got from the rest of the build was better, at least in my opinion. From the sorcerer, I only got this node to give me some mana and armor, which is good always. And most of it is here on the Spellblade itself. So elemental damage and some elemental resistance. Cold damage, yeah. More cold damage. Some ward here. I don't like this node very much, but I had to spend on something to go on, so that's it. I do not get Fire Aura. My damage is fully focused on melee damage. Arcane Shielding for some defense with some stack to give me more armor per Arcane Shield. And that's very, on the end, it all sums up and I got like 70% armor. So it's very nice armor at a whole. Sword in offhand, definitely needed. Unfortunately, we take 9% more damage here. Then I got damage. This one's give cold damage, elemental damage, and stacks of blade weaving. That gives 15% more damage per stack. So in the end, it's 100% more damage here and 100% and 50. So it's 300% damage, these two. So that's why I take it. On this one gives me a lot of intelligence and ward per second. And this one gives me ward per second per intelligence. And you can see that I have quite a lot of intelligence. So this node gives me 50 more wards per second, so it's very nice. I'm still level 95, so the rest of my points are gonna come here to give me some health and ward retention. I'm not gonna get to these 8 points needed for Surge cooldown. I wish I did, but it's okay. Very simple, guys. That's it for the passives. No secret here. Oh, for the armor, I'll show in the next section. That's the passive, guys. Alright, on to the skills. First of all, Firebrand. So Firebrand has the primary objective to give damage, and it gives damage through here. Nothing new here. It'll stack, it'll give me damage per stack, and melee attacks will consume Firebrand. That's this node. This node will give me more crit chance and crit chance multiplier. So we got 200 base critical multiplier plus 6% per stack here. It's gonna be 6 stacks, so 36% more, and 240 more from here. That's where the damage from Shatter Strike come from. It's a very high crit. In here we got the maximum stacks, no secrets. In here I've put some armor, very important, per stacks, and some ward gaining, ward per stack and ward per stack consumed or expired, and ward when you hit an enemy. This increases ward duration and refreshes ward duration, so it's very useful too. I did not take this node because I lose attack speed benefit, and it raises the damage. You get 3 more stacks, but on practice it takes a whole lot more time to stack. So sometimes you're just not gonna have enough time on bosses and such. You can get this node to get some attack speed. This one still counts, and this one, but I didn't like it. So that's on you. And if you have some mana, you can also get this node. We're still gonna get, at least the plan is to get a +4, God hopes, or a +3 at least of Firebrand here. And if I do that, then I might get this attack speed or just more armor to survive more, because the damage is really okay. Enchant weapon. Primary, these nodes of course increases duration, increases damage per missing mana. That's why my damage is on highest damage is on low mana. More melee damage, elemental damage, and mana cost automatically recast to be using all the time, so you don't gotta worry. Damage, chill, because we gotta get to damage. And do not take this node. This free elemental attack does not stack, does not use Blade Weaver, so you're gonna lose quite some damage there, like 500k damage. I've tested, it's true. So I've got some points to spare on enchant weapon. That's why I've got a lot of attack speed, which is actually good. It helps me stack Firebrand faster, and I had 1 point left, so I've just put it on Ignite. If you want, you can put it here, get some melee damage, or you can get Cleanse Ailments, but increases the cost on 50%. The cost is 0. I'm so gonna get that. Get this, guys. I'm gonna get this node later. Click that. Remember that. Going on. Next skill is Surge. Surge's main objective is to give me mobility and ward. So ward on hit, ward on crit, with a higher crit chance. That's what I want from Surge. Then I turn into Cold, so it gives cold melee damage, so I have some cool damage here. I get Tidal Wave because I want to get here to give more cold damage, and that's pretty much it. You can get the traveling distance up, but you might not kill smaller enemies with Surge, and it's very useful to kill the easy enemies with Surge, get a lot of wards, and just keep going. But your choice. Or Dormant's Energy, that's also a nice way to stack damage on Surge. Shatter Strike, the main star here. First, get this and this. So crit multiplier, very high, maximum damage, that's what we want. Here is one of the only nodes that'll give us cold penetration and a high, not a great area of attack. This is a problem with this build, but it's a nice area attack. This gives damage, and then we come here to give more hit damage to high health enemies. High health enemies is over 65% health enemies. So that's why when I get to a boss, I fully stack and hit, and it gives me 100% double, practically double damage of what I was gonna give. So I give damage 100% and then I crit this damage. I think it's this, maybe the other is the other way around, but you guys got it, a lot of damage. That's why this is full. This node that gives global increased damage. This gives some damage in area, and this makes it recast 2 times. This recast is counted as this skill use from what I could get. So that's why it gives free crits. Very good. but it raises the mana cost very much. When I get 3 more points here, I'm gonna put it here to get more damage, and here to get more damage. So 2 and 1 point, and if you get another, I'm gonna put it here. This point is nice to get some mana efficiency and ward, but it's not gonna give much ward, and mana efficiency, just get mana regen, and it's fine. Last but not least, Flame Ward. Flame Ward is my is my only defensive skill here. So go to duration, mana efficiency, get this node, and then come here to cold with maximum armor. We do not use freeze, that's why I do not have this node, and we do not use block, that's why I do not have this node. And I don't really care much about the retaliation damage, that's why I do not get there. I care about the ward, so I got a lot of ward here and here. Then I came here to this node that casts Flame Ward when stunned. So that's an automatic cast, and it's for sure faster than your finger. So get this, it saves us a lot of times. Then we get percent by missing health, percent of missing health as ward. And we're low on health always, so that's nice. Always when you're not attacking, but it's usually gonna get you more ward when you need to. And less hit damage. And I'd only get one more point here. I'd probably get more or less hit damage with Flame Ward. And that's it for the skills, my good people. On to the passives. So overall, on the stats, I think we have a very nice defensive resistances here. It can be a little better for poison, and it's an overkill on physical. But you can get that, you can change that around here from these items, from what you get from Weaver's Wheel, and the boots, and the gloves to balance this as much as you need it. Just standing here, I have 41,068 armor. If I stack the Arcane Shield and Firebrand, I get to 58. And if I stack Flame Ward, I get to 5,000 armor. So it's a nice defense. Plus, I have a lot of Health Leech, Elemental Leech. So my defense here is on day. With full stacks, you're gonna deal like 3 million damages. I didn't see the number yet. But remember that when the boss or the enemies get below 65% health, the damage will go down. And you have to stack more than one time to kill them if you do not kill them on one shot. That's why on this build, I'm trying a lot to get more cold damage in here and Shatter Strike in here, because that's gonna give me a one-shot high damage. And that's really what I want here, so I don't suffer a lot with the bosses. Still, I think this build has a lot of potential, and I'm very proud of it. And I think it's gonna go pretty much far on the echoes and on corruption. I did not test it on the arena, but I can say for sure the Spellblade is definitely stronger than the Blade Dancer. I definitely think so. And I'm having so much fun playing with it. That's the version 1.0 from this build. I'm gonna change it in the coming weeks, or if I didn't find anything, I'm gonna try a fire build based Rinzire fire build here. And Rinzire is the name of the sword. Rinzire is the passive. So tell me what you guys think about this build. Tell me suggestions that you guys might have. And I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you guys have a lot of fun playing it. Remember it, this is a game, this is made to have fun. I'm having fun. I'm working, but I'm having fun. So I'm hoping you guys like it. See you guys later. Have fun.